feature for tonight, Alan Acacia.
I do have a bit of an introduction. I asked him to send an introduction, and he sent me this, which I'll paraphrase politely. He's been writing, he says here, he's been writing for almost 50 years, or he started writing 50 years ago. A long time, a half century writing. This person knows the word. He writes about existence and what it means to have an awareness living here on Earth. And that covers a lot of ground, which I expect to see. He believes that there is an unconscious underground river of love that sometimes guides him. I would only gainsay that by saying I think love guides you all the time, even if it doesn't look like that. But anyway, he asked specifically to be featured tonight because he has something special to share with us. It's a longer piece, which I'm looking forward to hearing, and he'll help you know more about that. Big round for Mr. Alan Acacia, please.
Thank you. Oh, you're very kind. Now, I'll be able to see that.
Oh yeah, I'll set it
How
up.
it is.
I'll set it up for you right now, because otherwise you'll be wondering and I won't know.
Well, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm going to read 5 poems. And the first poem is a poem. It's called "Blessings Hidden in the Walls of the House Where I Live." And they're actually, we're working in a house, and actually these blessings are inserted into the walls. And it's a pagan circle, it's a caste circle, and so I'm going to read it as a circle, and I will be starting in the east. I've never seen this done here before. I'm sure I have.
It's always a first time. We're proud.
Blessings hidden in the walls of the house where I live. Spirit dawning in the east, may we always be making a new day. May our thoughts be fresh. May our morning breath be sweet and easy. May these spoken words, said at the beginning, help create a safe space. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Spirit of the sun-bleached south, passionate heat of the noonday, shine into this room to make our bodies cook. Help us come out of our closets to be naked, naked. Let there be many orgasms. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Spirit of the sunset west, watery womb and rain source, come into this room, please. May tears of feelings cross our cheeks. May we never thirst emotionally. Help our hearts take chances. Thank you. Thank you. Blessed be. Spirit of the midnight north, cave of dark, cave of our bodies, cave of the bones of those who have lived before us. Help us be centered on this fragile planet. Help us be grounded in this temporary house. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
I thought that would be a good way to start with reading. The second of my 5 poems is called A Trace of the Scalpel. I've been reclusive lately. At a recent party, early, before the others arrived, I saw for the first time in several months a friend who had almost died of a stroke. There was a line on his bald head, like a hairnet worn to keep hair from flowing. But no, it was a trace of the scalpel cut so his head would not explode. It was so good to see him and to tell him how much I loved him and to touch his sacred living body. Then my friends and the friends of my wife and my own relatives came. Everyone was kind to me, but I could hardly speak to anyone. Later, all I remembered was my loving him and the line across his forehead. Okay, this is the poem that I asked to be the featured poem for because it's about 10 minutes long. And the title is Politics on a Birthday Card. And the subtitle is 6 Stanzas for Martin Joseph Marshall Sizemore on his 50th birthday in this world of bullshit. And my few introductory remarks are, over 13 years ago, Martin turned 50. We've been friends for decades. I wrote him a poem full of love. And over the years, the poem has changed. I mentioned some of the things that I liked about him, which is that he challenges the culture that we live in, and he has for years, and he keeps on doing it, and I found that really important. But then the poem changed into something else, a way of me dealing with my own despair at how ugly the world can be, and how unfair, and how cruel. And so I began to work on that level about how do I endure this, and I realized that what helps me is that people just come up from the earth. People just are born and come up, and they challenge the cruelty of the world, and Martin is one of them. He's certainly not the only one, and in fact, Martin protests in the poem. You'll see for yourself. So anyway, it's become a different poem. And I'm glad to honor Martin here, but Martin is really not the saint that I make him out to be, and he insists that I tell you that, so it's clear about that.
We would never have guessed, right?
So, Politics on a Birthday Card, 6 stanzas for Martin Joseph Marshall Sizemore on his 50th birthday in this world of bullshit. 1. Ah, Martin, the American Republic seems dark to you. It seems dark to me as well, and drives me to despair. Rich guys have bought the keys to communication. Wise guys on TV foam at the mouth to distract the public. Legalized swindles take place right in front of us every day. I started this poem over 13 years ago, but things haven't changed much. Romney's promising to help the poor by weakening laws against pollution and cutting taxes on the rich. Yeah. Corporations shape information to influence how we see the world. All they want is profit. But most of us citizens who are well off enough, we're doing okay, and we choose not to notice or are silent. So we go along. This winter, I am planning a fine vacation to a place with sunny beaches. 2. We read about the past in books the winners write. The enemies are described as less than human, like the savage Indians. We put the mask of devils on their heads. That way we don't look closely at ourselves. We build a vast army to protect our wealth. We spend almost as much money as the other nations combined. No one protests. No one seems upset. No one causes a fuss. But we watch better TV shows, better video screens, better cell phone screens. We let them dislodge the natives, cut down the trees for cattle feed, or drill for oil, but when it contaminates the land, pay as little as possible. We steal what's left of the world. It all appears so huge and hopeless, so hard to swim against, so upstream. 3. That's okay. Thank you. Hold your 3. But there is you, Martin. There is you. You openly refuse to accept their lies. You clamor for the truth. In a miracle, you have risen inevitably from the soil like some weed. You swim upstream to spawn. The ultimate contradiction to this theft is you, dear friend. This explains why Martins have long been opposed. Not just here in the United States, but in nations everywhere. Religious zealots, or corporate hacks, or government agents, military forces. They seek your kind out to stop you, to silence you in any way possible because you gum things up. Rulers control the world and exterminate endless crowds of souls. Yet you stand out, I hope you don't mind me saying this, like an unruly strand of hair in George Bush's asshole. 4. 4. All right, Martin, don't stop me. I hear you. I'm using you to make a point. I've idealized you. I made you into a myth, a saint. Okay. It could be anybody. It doesn't need to be named Martin, okay? So maybe the well-funded National Orchestra contains Martinas, Martinellas, Martinachos, I don't know, who blow wild jazz notes that are dissonant, dissident, full of heart, and which ruin the Star-Spangled Banner. Or you show up repeatedly with different faces. A Martinsky on the docks of Poland, and El Martain among the cities of the Muslims. There are San Martins squatting in the forests of the South. I'm not sure of the name. Is speaking in Chinese. Hopefully they are not self-righteous and can find humanity in their opponents. They do not stop, though they could die. And maybe their work will not be effective. Time will erase the personal messages they carry. 5. This is my favorite one. 5. Nevertheless, they go underground. They move to dams built out of landfill. Dams constructed to hoard the water, hoard the truth, and keep it from people. They dig tunnels through the layers of crap. Layers of crap. Below the surface, they hope to find secret geological faults, along which the groundwater could flow to undermine and erode the dams. This may take some time. Groundwater finally washes out the foundations beneath the dams, and so the dams collapse to clean the dishonored bones of the murdered, collapse to wash the unremembered bones of the disappeared. 6. Martin, you were meant to grow from this earth so that I could give up my pessimism. That's why I'm glad you were born. My reassurance from Mother Nature. If you're not perfect, at least you look beyond the billboards. Some folks think you're crazy. I just see a sweet, persistent man, a brother balding and grizzled, a guy protesting in the desert. I love you, Martin, and we love you too. We need you. We'll love the future Martins after you are gone. You honor the abandoned poor and the truth of rejected outcasts. It is you, sweetheart. You, lovely Carino mio. You are the contradiction in the face of the false. In the face of false, you are a proof that beauty is unkillable. That beauty is unkillable. That beauty is unkillable. Now I don't have to be a featured poet anymore. Oh, thanks. 2 more poems. The last one's a small one. People love this poem. Many people say it's one of their favorites. It's called The Dahlias. Recently, I had a routine medical examination called a flexible sigmoidoscopy, in which a hose was put up my ass to take live pictures of my lower colon. It lasted less than 10 minutes. I thought of dahlias, especially the pink ones, bright dinner plates that tower over the lawn. Before I left for the clinic, the procedure required that I receive 3 enemas, one after the other, to clean out for clear vision the skin of my colon. You were so sweet. Never had you given an enema, nor had I ever gotten one, but we are such friends that it was easy. I was on my knees, forehead on the floor, ass in the air, and act a patient submission. We've been together almost 13 irritating and affectionate years. The pink dahlias look best in your pink and white bedroom. I put them there to tell you that I love you. Okay, last one's 8 lines. It's about poetry. It's called My Vanity. A million chickens scratching the henhouse floor slowly wear it through. Small expressions of our insight make tiny marks on the world. Over thousands of years, my words and the words of others will slightly dent the numb blindness of the everyday stupid empire.